Well, good morning, everybody. Me and Wanda back out here this morning from Pecan Grove. It's chilly this morning. We've been in the mid-80s to low 90s. Woke up this morning at 52 degrees. That's a difference, and the humidity's high this morning, so it makes it even colder than what it feels like it is. But we thought we'd get out here this morning and give y'all a little bit of an update on what's going on with the container garden, because that seems to be what a lot of people are doing now, is container gardening. We have the elevated VEGO bed here. Ms. Wanda's got her radishes in here, and boy, them things are really starting to jump a little bit now. I think I'm gonna put a little fertilizer to them a little bit later on, but they're doing pretty good. I was a little skeptical about this thing, but you know what? I really believe it'll do a good job. You know, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at it. I got no complaints. I mean, it's doing good. And I heard geraniums are
about flowered out. They
about flowered out. You got to pinch the tops off of these, and then you got the new ones that'll come on right afterwards, like here and here.
Yeah. These can be pinched off.
Yeah, I usually just snip them. I don't try to pinch them. I just snip them, and they'll come back out and they'll be pretty. But what I wanted to do is take a moment. You know, as we're aging, you don't think about this when you're a young person, or at least I didn't. I was strong as an ox and never had health problems. I mean, could run like a scalded ape. You know, nothing ever bothered me, and until I started getting past 60. When you get past 60, things just start to slow down a little bit. I'm starting to have a little bit of trouble with my eyesight. I've always had a better than perfect vision. Now I can't see perfect anymore, and it's irritating. When things start happening, it's irritating. I've got a knee that's trying to blow out on me, and I just can't bend over like I used to. I can't kneel down like I used to. So as we age, Wanda and I are trying to create gardening in a way that is still enjoyable for us as we get older. And that has been through the elevated VEGO bed here. We saw that. We decided, okay, let's get one. Let's try it, see how it is. And I'm right here. There's no bending over. Now, it comes on casters. You can put it on a carport or a patio or anything. We just chose to put it out here on concrete blocks and raise it to the height that's comfortable for us, because both Wanda and I both are tall. Now, behind us here, we have our mineral tubs and our landscape pots that are on blocks up on 2x12s. Number one, fire ants is the biggest issue. Secondly, I can come here, like this was where we were raising our sweet potato slips, and we still have some in here. I can sit right here and work on this, and I'm not doing this here, you know, because now I tell people if it's 16 inches or lower, then I got to get on the ground. And somebody asked me, said, well, how do you get on the ground? I tell them, well, I just fall. You know what I mean? I just fall down. It's easy to fall down. Getting up, that's a different story. But I can sit here and work in this, and I'm at a very comfortable height. Now, the big thing this morning is all of these Cherokee yellow wax beans we planted here. We experimented this year. We took a gamble. We experimented to see, is this worth it in containers? We grew butter peas in containers over at Deep South one year, and they done fantastic. And we had never grown our snap beans like this in containers. I told Wanda, I said, we're taking a gamble because this year is crucial for us because it's beginning to run low. And I told her, I said, it's going to be a gamble, but you know what? Let's do it, because as we age, this is where we're going to end up at. How many pots are we going to need to get what we need? That's the question we're trying to answer this year. Now, I don't quite know how many there were, like 30-something pots here, and I know all of them don't have the snap beans in them. But I will count how many snap beans we get this year canned versus how many containers there is, and it will tell me how many more I need to add to reach my goal if this works. Now let's see, are there any beans on here ready to pick? Look at here. Now you got to be really easy with these. You don't want to damage your plants. Now I don't like to let A lot of people let their beans go till they have seeds in them. To me, you've just ruined them if you do that. I don't like seeds in my beans. These are, like that right there is what I call a nice size. They snap real easy. They're stringless.
The
The grilling is fantastic.
You had one more that looked like.
There's still several in there.
They're not quite big.
Those still had a little green tint to them. Now, I don't take them if they're immature like these. I like for them to be like this one right here. That right there is actually the perfect bean to put on a grill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just don't get any better than that. Now, sometimes you got to look over these plants because these little boogers they'll hide in here. You get a little dirt on them. I usually wipe mine off. You know, I mean, this is the first picking. The first picking is never your best. It's always a little skimpy. But you know what? I'm kind of a little bit excited to try it out anyway. I mean, these are beautiful yellow wax beans here. Now, these are the Cherokee ones now.
Is that all off the first plant?
No, this is the first tub.
The first tub, I mean.
Okay, this is the first tub.
All right, that's enough for... Danny and I that'd be a bit enough for us to put on the grill as a side.
Yeah.
So one tub would do a side.
Yeah, and now some tubs may have a little bit more nutrition in them than other tubs do. And you have to kind of determine. I mean, you look at those. These are, get the blooms off of them. Those are just beautiful. I mean, I can't complain. Not every plant will be ready. Now, a lot of people grab their plants and they sling them all around. I don't do that. You notice I'm very easy with my plants. I don't, I like to roll a plant over and look underneath it to see what's ready. Look at that one. That right there is a good 6-inch bean. Perfect for putting on a grill. Straight. I mean, just fantastic. These are not quite there yet. I'm going to give them another couple of days.
We'll have a big picking in 2 days.
In 2 days, I think. And what you have to look at, now a lot of these hang over the side. These are not runner beans. These are bush beans, but they will hang over the sides. I mean, look at that. That's just beautiful right there. I mean, when you find these like this one here, that's another one of those. It's not crooked, just a perfect straight bean. I already know what we're going to have, Miss Wanda.
Yep, we're going to have grilled beans.
We're going to have some on the grill. I already see that.
And if Danny doesn't get enough for canning, I go ahead and cut them up. And I do cut mine. I don't snap because my fingers. Because these do not have strings. I don't have to worry about strings. I can take a knife and cut them. And I cut them all up and put them in a Ziploc bag. I do not get them wet. And I put them in the freezer. And in 2 days, I'll have more than enough for a canner. I'll take them back out. Is it ideal? No. But if you don't have enough for a canner, that's usually what I do.
Yeah, you do what you have to do. I mean, that's the name of the game. A lot of people go, well, I didn't have enough to can, and they just
eat them all.
Or they just go ahead and just gobble them all up and eat them. We don't. A lot of people eat while they're picking. We don't do that because this is too precious for us for long-term storage. And I'm just sitting here. These are kind of getting intertwined here. I'm having to be really easy with them because I see a bean or so down in there. I mean, I'm blown away. They're beautiful. They're just beautiful. Well, you know what I like about this too? The container. I'm sitting here looking at these. They don't have sand all over them.
And we have benches that Danny can sit on the side.
If I wanted to, I could sit down.
He could put his bench. The benches are the perfect height for this.
Yeah.
but we're just walking through today, so there's no point in moving the bench every time.
Yeah, there's not enough.
When there's more of them next time, you may want your bench.
Yeah.
There's one in the middle up there. I can see it from here.
I see two right here.
Yeah.
Another thing, we have gone through already as we walk out here and check these on a daily basis. We roll them around like this, and if we see bad leaves under them, we go ahead and take those bad leaves off, because that a lot of times is where you'll get your diseases starting from, is from underneath the leaves that are under them. I just can't get over that, man. These are going, I think this is going to be the way to go. We just got to figure out how many containers we got to have.
At least 50 probably.
Well, to meet our quota for what we need.
Probably close to 50.
We're going to have to, I can see right now, we're probably going to have to take all this out up in here and extend these rows on up into there.
Well, we've got some that's got onions and lemon pepper and all that stuff. All those could come out too.
True, true.
And that would give us more, because we've probably got 5 or 6, 7 of them used for other things that don't have to be.
Right.
Even our cucumbers could go into a different area.
They could. Yes, they could. These are back from when we had our frost. It kind of burnt the leaves a little bit on them. You usually try to take those bad leaves off.
And the horseradish, I did find worms on it the other day, and it looks like there's one right here. So worms are hitting the horseradish.
Yeah, that's the
People
one thing.
say that they don't think it should hit it, but
Yep,
there's one on this one right there.
Yep, there it is right there. This is the same exact worm that hits our tomato plants.
So, and we don't have any tomatoes out here, but
No, we don't have any out here, but
it's
it is
all over them. I found
There's one
5
right
or
here.
6 yesterday.
one right there.
Now, will they be back? Yep.
Yeah, they'll
come
be
back
back.
every day.
Basil.
This needs something. See the veins?
It's probably a magnesium deficiency.
Yeah,
What it
you
looks
got to
like.
add something to it.
Yeah, it's wanting to go to seeds. You want to always keep that pinched out of the top of them.
So I'm
So
going to
if
have
this
to
thing
take part
will
of
keep-
that off of there. I'll trim it back probably.
It'll keep bunching out if you'll go ahead and take care of it.
And
Ooh,
the
look at here.
cucumbers, we've got little cukes possibly in there. It's blooming anyways.
It's finally taking off and starting to grow.
This one's blooming too.
Time for me to hit them with a little bit more fertilizer. All right, we are about to get there, guys. It looks like got one more little plant system to go right here. Pull these up where we can see.
And how long did it take? 10 minutes?
About maybe 10 minutes, maybe. Not long at all. And my back ain't hurting. That's the main thing. I hadn't been down on my knees. I've been able to stand up and pick, and it hasn't been hard. Okay, well, Wanda counted while we were picking here, and we have 23 pots. After doing a little bit of calculating, I mean, we looked at this right here. That's
If I snap those, a jar, jar and a half.
maybe a jar and a half, yeah. So
That's quart jars.
we don't just pick to eat. We pick to can. And with 23 pots,
And about 3 plants in each
and
pot.
it's about 3 to 4 plants in each pot. It's not going to do it. We'd already determined we should have picked for our first picking. We're used to getting like close to a 5-gallon bucket. So in order for us to be able to can what we need to can, because this is what we live off of. We don't run to the grocery store and buy canned beans and stuff like that. If we don't raise it, we don't eat it, usually. Now we do a few things through Azure that we run out of because we didn't calculate properly.
I've never bought green beans from anywhere.
No.
Since we've been married.
No, we've never, since we've been married. We've always been able to raise an abundance of them. And this year I'm kind of a little panicky now because I'm realizing that 23 tubs, I thought that would be a lot of them, but evidently it might not. Now we'll have to wait and see how it turns out in the end, but right now we've already kind of predetermined that it's going to take at least 50 tubs for us to be able to have enough to can and have a few to grill and some to eat fresh occasionally, but that's what we're going to have. Now, like Wanda said, not every tub here has green beans in it, or shall I say Cherokee yellow wax beans in it. 2 of them there, have our comfrey. 2 of them have our blackberries. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them have onions in them. 1 of them has catawba trees in them. 2
of them
has
nothing.
2 of them has cucumbers.
One of them
has a plum tree in it. 1 of them has lemongrass. 1 of them has raspberries. There's an assortment of different things in all these tubs here. And 1 of them has sweet potato slips over there. So what we've got to do is these onions will come out this within a month or 2. These will be ready to pull up and let dry to replant this summer. We're going to have to clean all the tubs out and pretty much figure how many more we got to come up with. All right, guys, I just thought we'd take y'all along on the container garden this morning and show you a little bit about how it's doing. We're really impressed with how well everything has turned out. I think we're going to be able to do pretty fair, as long as we don't get any kind of bad weather in here and destroy everything. I think it's going to be well worth the effort to plant in these mineral tubs, and landscape pots is really going to work out for us. So I'm happy about that. So if you like what you're seeing, guys, continue to watch us, subscribe to the channel, and hit that thumbs up button, and I think you'll enjoy the content. Okay, guys, before we get off of here today, we just reached 30,000 subscribers on Pecan Grove. Deep south at Pecan Grove, shall I say. And because of that, we'd like to give away a couple of things. One is a t-shirt. We'd like to give away a t-shirt. And secondly, we'd like to give away one of the Barlow knives with Deep South wrote on it. Now, this is a collector's edition. There's only 75 of them made. And it's a red stag Barlow. We have a couple left. We saved just for this one thing right here. And leave us a comment below and tell us, do you like growing in containers? What's your experience with it? Does it produce enough food for you to have to store? Or is it just enough to eat off of? I mean, guys, this is the kind of information we're needing in the very near future of gardening, because I think it's going to all eventually go to container gardens and raised beds, to be honest with you. So leave a comment, and we'll pick from those comments who gets the t-shirt and who gets the Barlow knife. Thank you, guys, from Pecan Grove.